watching the headlines today special on the Maha Battle of 2014 here in Pune, the land of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And with just a few days to go for polling here in the crucial battleground state, all parties are out on the road trying to stake claim to the political legacy of the great Shivaji Maharaj.
छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांनी सोशे पडली आणि सोशेवर ऐवज योजना आणि त्यामधून महाराष्ट्रामध्ये मोगलांच्या युद्ध लढण्यासाठी अनेक गावामध्ये किल्ले उभारण्याच्या संबंधीची कामगिरी आणि ही कामगिरी ज्यावेळेला शिवाजी महाराजांनी केली त्यावेळेला काही लोक शिवाजी महाराजांना लुटारू म्हणत होते. जे लुटारू म्हणत होते
मैं आज पूछना चाहता हूं शरदराव पवार को, आप छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की बातें करते हो, ये मुंबई का एयरपोर्ट उसको छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के नाम से जोड़ने का काम किसने किया? मंत्री के कार्यकाल में, कृषि मंत्री के कार्यकाल में छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज को याद करके उनसे प्रेरणा लेकर के अगर आपने जल प्रबंधन किया होता तो महाराष्ट्र के किसान को मरने की नौबत नहीं आती.
पण शिवसेनेला विजयी का करा? कारण आता संपूर्ण केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडळ इकडे उतरले, जणू काय अफजल खानाची फौज उतरले महाराष्ट्र जिंकायला. गृहमंत्री आले, स्वतः पंतप्रधान आले आणि महाराष्ट्राचा विकास, महाराष्ट्राचा विकास, महाराष्ट्राचा विकास. तुम्ही पण संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्र
BJP, Shiv Sena and the NCP are locking horns in the battle of Maharashtra. And caught in the political crossfire is Maratha icon Chhatrapati Shivaji. The BJP is invoking Shivaji's name with campaign posters emblazoned with Shivaji's blessings, country is with Modi. The party has tried to relate its identity with the pride of the people of the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and party chief Amit Shah have been invoking Shivaji in their speeches. The need for this new Maratha identity for the BJP was created after the split with the Shiv Sena. And while the BJP tries to claim Shivaji as its own, the Shiv Sena by default claims the legacy of the king. Meanwhile, MNS chief Raj Thackeray too is doing his bit by adding fuel to the fire of regionalism. Raj has accused Modi of having a hidden agenda, saying that he will fight the secret plan of separate Mumbai from Maharashtra. He has even been quoted as saying that he will join hands with Sena if it comes to saving Mumbai. But Modi in a rally in Mumbai today thrashed Raj's theory and blamed it on poll fever.
कुछ लोग ये झूठ फैला रहे हैं, अब मुंबई को अलग कर दिया जाएगा, मुंबई को ले जाएगा. ये झूठ बोलने वालों को मैं कहना चाहता हूं, मुंबई के बिना महाराष्ट्र अधूरा है. मुंबई से कोई न कुछ छीन सकता है, न ही महाराष्ट्र से कोई मुंबई छीन सकता है.
It's clearly a battle to corner the Marathi votes. And the Congress and the NCP too are playing their cards right by promising to build a Shivaji statue in the Arabian Sea. As all political parties try to outdo each other in the race for claim the Maratha icon, will voters look beyond Shivaji for real issues that matter?
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is undoubtedly the biggest icon of Marathi prestige and pride. But come elections, political parties in Maharashtra politicize the name of this great Maratha warrior for cheap political gains. And after the elections, no one bothers even to think of Shivaji Maharaj. With Sahil Joshi, Kamlesh Sutar in Mumbai for Headlines Today.
This election in Maharashtra is very different from any that the state has seen, at least in the last 25 years. Unlike previous elections when there's been a clear-cut alliance, the BJP and the Shiv Sena on the one side and the Congress NCP on the other. This time, it's the BJP led by Narendra Modi that seems to be ahead in the race to form the next government at Mantralaya. We now get you the results of the India Today Group's Cicero opinion poll on the Maha Battle of 2014.
The bugle of the Maha battle has been sounded. The war cries of Maharashtra's political warriors are resounding through the state. There has been a dramatic shift in state politics. A 25-year-old marriage has ended in divorce. Another hit troubled waters too. And with days to go for the assembly polls, India Today Group and Cicero brings you the voice of Maharashtra. According to the India Today Group Cicero pre-poll survey, BJP is set to become the single largest party in Maharashtra.
If elections are held today, who is ahead in Maharashtra? Take a look at 2009 Vidhan Sabha first. The BJP at 14%, Shiv Sena 16.3%, the Congress and NCP, which were in an alliance, 21%, 16.4%, 5.7% and 26.6%. Now take a look at what has happened as per our poll if elections are held today. The BJP has gone up from 14% to 30%. That's doubling their vote share. The Shiv Sena is up by 2%, about 19%. The Congress is down 7-14. The NCP taking a lesser of a hit, down to 14 again though. MNS is about just 5%, more or less where they were last time. We are projecting 133 seats to the BJP, 54 seats to the Shiv Sena is the middle point, 30 to the Congress, 33 to the NCP, MNS 14, others 24. But we are now saying that the BJP will get as many as 133 seats, closing in on the halfway mark.
The Modi magic seems to be working its charm in Maharashtra too, as 18% respondents feel that any candidate from the BJP will be a better chief minister for the state. Uddhav Thackeray is a close second in the race to be chief minister, but only 9% are ready to repose their faith in Congress's Prithviraj Chavan.
Prithviraj Chauhan is coming last in the stakes, but I don't think the difference between him and anyone from the BJP is of such a significant order as to indicate the possibility of drawing any firm or final conclusions.
Okay. Sheshadri Chari, interestingly,
if you see from your own findings, you said 18% anybody from the BJP and 11% also prefer Gadkari. So if you add up these 18 and 11, it is 29%. You cannot launch one individual as a leader, pan-Maharashtra leader. Okay, and therefore we have taken a conscious decision of not projecting anybody, but at the same time, we get the advantage of all these people in their own constituencies and their own interest area.
So this would be a new scenario where in Maharashtra, the party seems to be at this point of time claiming that one important state battle will be won without an effective state leader. If that were to happen, I would see that as a new trend.
Okay. Uddhav Thackeray has proved himself to be a modest, understated, but effective leader. So they think that perhaps he can deliver.
According to the India Today Group Cicero pre-poll survey, the biggest issue for the people of Maharashtra is still corruption. Will that be the deciding factor when the state goes to polls on 15th October? Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Betrayed by the BJP, the Shiv Sena is trying to play the sympathy card. I caught up with Aditya Thackeray in Matoshri, and the message going out from Matoshri to voters is that the BJP is an unpredictable, unreliable ally who backstabbed its partner of 25 years. They're trying to touch the emotional chords of the voters of Maharashtra. The BJP, though, is hitting back saying that it's not the BJP's fault, it's the Shiv Sena which was rigid, which was insistent and refused to come to a mutually acceptable formula. Here are Aditya Thackeray and Om Mathur, the all-important General Secretary of the BJP, having a go at each other.
This election seems to have now become a referendum on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. People will either vote for him or against him. The Congress and the NCP seem to be lost in one corner. By targeting Modi again and again, you seem to have made this only about Modi's personality, like was the Lok Sabha election.
Not really. In fact, that's the point we are saying, that it's not about Modi ji. Modi ji is the Prime Minister. He's not going to come here as the Chief Minister like the BJP is trying to fool the people. Here, if you vote for the BJP, it's one vote divided by 5-6 leaders squabbling for the top post. Whereas, for Modi ji's elections, it was one vote to Modi ji to become Prime Minister.
No, but look at all the attacks that the Samna has mounted, that Uddhav Thackeray is mounting. It seems that Modi is the prime target for all the attacks.
It's not Modi ji as a target, it's the BJP, especially the state BJP. But yes, of course, we are very, very hurt and disappointed at a party that grew on, Balasaheb Thackeray in the Maharashtra state, and furthermore grew along with us as a brother. We saw them as brothers for 25 years. They've backstabbed us. That's what hurt us.
देखिए, मैं आपको बताऊं कि रिश्ता हमने नहीं तोड़ा है, अलायंस हमने नहीं तोड़ा। मैं क्योंकि स्वयं इस वार्ता का मुख्य सूत्रधार था, अंत तक हमने प्रयत्न किया और उसमें हमारा प्राथमिकता थी कि लोकसभा चुनाव में जो अलायंस, छोटे अलायंस हमारे साथ थे, उनको भी सम्मानजनक हम साथ रखें। इन विषय को लेकर के शिवसेना ने एक फिगर पकड़ रखा था, वो उससे दाएं बाएं जाने के लिए तैयार नहीं थी। राजनीतिक परिस्थितियां बदलती रहती है, राजनीतिक दृश्य के अनुसार निर्णय लेना होता है, लेकिन वो उसे हमें आज भी पीड़ा है अलायंस टूटने की। अच्छा होता अलायंस नहीं टूटता।
Now you've gone to the extent of calling Modi and the BJP Afzal Khan.
Not Modi. Not Modi.
No, but the attack is on Modi. The attack essentially because he is the face of the BJP.
Only one person. Is he the chief ministerial candidate? We are attacking the state BJP. Of course, we are feeling this is, some sort of bullying tactics from, say, Delhi or maybe the name of Delhi is being used by the state BJP. But Om Prakash Mathur ji and Devendra Fadnavis ji were the two people we were asked to talk to. That hurt the ego of many 3-4 leaders that are here in the state BJP, and they have vested interests. Every time we were told to talk with them, for every single decision, they were like, we'll take a mandate from Delhi. This is the first time a mandate from Delhi is needed. With Munde ji here or Pramod ji here, they never needed a mandate from Delhi. They had plenipotentiary powers to take decisions on their own and seal an alliance.
No, but you know that the decision to break the alliance with the Shiv Sena is something that's been vetted and okayed by Prime Minister Modi. It's not something that Devendra Fadnavis or Om Mathur have decided themselves.
But today, if Delhi has to take a decision, it also depends a lot on what the state leadership portrays to Delhi leadership. Because finally you will trust your own state leadership than your friend or ally party. If you're trusting your state leadership, are they worthy of being trusted? They're fooling Modi ji only.
आपके पास आने से पहले मातोश्री में थे, वहां पे हमें बताया गया कि दिल्ली से दादागिरी करने की कोशिश की गई, कि आपसे जब भी बात होती है आप कहते हैं हम दिल्ली से पूछ के बताएंगे, कि आप लोग एम्पावर्ड नहीं थे। जब प्रमोद महाजन थे या गोपीनाथ मुंडे थे तब ऐसा नहीं होता, आपका उन्होंने नाम लिया।
देखिए, मैं आपको बता दूं कि पहली तो हमारी कम से कम 4 सीटिंग हुई, एक भी सीटिंग में दिल्ली का नाम नहीं लिया गया। और फिर पहले दिन जब राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी आए तो उद्धव जी को सीधी बात कह के गए थे कि हमारी ओर से कोई वार्ता नहीं करेगा, सिर्फ ओम माथुर और प्रदेश अध्यक्ष आपसे वार्ता करेंगे। फिर भी उद्धव जी स्वयं ने हमारे जितने दिल्ली में देता है उन सबसे वार्ता की है। मैं उद्धव जी से ही पूछना चाहता हूं आपके माध्यम से, उन्होंने क्या कहा? उन्होंने एक स्वर से कहा आप ओम जी माथुर से बात करिए, वही निर्णय करेंगे, वही हमारा फाइनल निर्णय होगा। इसलिए इस समय वो तो कहना चाहिए कि क्या बात बोलना आपको इसलिए बोला जा रहा है। कहीं मैंने ना तो दिल्ली को पूछा और ना ये चीज का खुलासा। मेरी इच्छा है कि आपके ही चैनल पे 15 तारीख की बोलिंग के बाद 16 तारीख को मुझे और उद्धव जी को बुलाए और 1-to-1 करे, उससे पता लग जाएगा।
Welcome back to Mahabattle 2014. We now focus on Gadchiroli in Vidarbha, where a battle royale is underway between an uncle and his nephew, both of whom come from the erstwhile royal family of Gadchiroli. The uncle fighting on an NCP ticket and his nephew challenging him on a BJP ticket.
Deep inside Maharashtra's troubled Gadchiroli district, poll fever has caught on in Aheri. One of the remotest constituencies in the state, Aheri is witnessing a battle of the royals. On one side is MLA and former Minister Dharmao Baba Athram, who is contesting on an NCP ticket. Taking him on is his nephew, 22-year-old Maharaj Ambrish Rao, who is fighting as an alliance candidate but on the BJP symbol. The battle lines are drawn and both the uncle and the nephew are confident of defeating each other.
ये पहले से ही है 1990 से ऐसे ही चलते आ रहा है। मैं अपने भाई के खिलाफ चुन के आया, 1995 में हमारे भाई साहब चुन के आए, फिर उसके बाद हम चुन के आए, फिर से हम चुन के आए। उनके वोट जो है उनके वोट में मुझे मिलेंगे, इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट जो है उसके भी वोट मुझे मिलेंगे और बीजेपी के वोट हमको मिलते आ रहे हैं।
अभी देखिए जो धर्माराव बाबा है वो 15 साल मंत्री थे, ही वाज मिनिस्टर, तो उन्होंने कुछ काम नहीं किया 15 साल मंत्री रहते हुए। हालत में कुछ चेंज नहीं हुआ हमारे क्षेत्र के, तो एंटी इनकम्बेंसी से लोगों ने दूसरे को दिया। अब उस टाइम अगर कोई भी खड़ा रहता तो चुन के आता था, अब दीपक आत्माराम खड़े थे तो चुन के आ गए, इसलिए उनको तो अभी देने वाले नहीं है।
Forgotten for years and taken for granted, the question is whether the people of Aheri retain the old order of vote for change.
In the remotest corner of Maharashtra, a fascinating contest is building up between two members of the erstwhile royal family. On one side is the uncle, Baba, as he is widely known, a highly experienced leader, and on the other side is his nephew, Maharaj Ambrish Rao, a 28-year-old man who had to return from abroad owing to his father's untimely death. What makes this election special is also the presence of the Vidarbh factor. With camera person Nikhil Sharma in Gadchiroli district of Maharashtra, Jugal Purohit for Headlines Today.
The roll of the drums, the shrieking from the loudspeaker can inject life into even those who are way beyond an active political life. We want to focus on 94-year-old S.R. Patil from Shirol in Maharashtra. He's contesting on a Congress ticket. Despite his age, he's out in the sun, bearing the humidity and confident of a victory even at this ripe old age.
Going strong at 94, S.R. Patil, a sugar baron from Kolhapur, is the oldest candidate contesting the October 15th Maharashtra Assembly election.
This is no surprise. Many leaders, many political leaders in this Western Maharashtra sugar belt are sugar barons. But S.R. Patil has tremendous clout over this entire area. At a time when Congress party has had a split with the NCP, it just cannot afford to take any chance or miss any seat. And that's the precise reason why even at the age of 94, S.R. Patil has succeeded in getting a ticket from the Congress party.
Posing for the shutterbugs, this non-Nigerian is quite confident of his win from the Shirol constituency.
ये अच्छी खातरी मुझे 100% है, कोई शक मुझे आते नहीं। मैं मतदार को मिलते हैं, मतदार मुझे से बात करते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि हम आपको चुना देंगे। तालुका में सेवा करने के लिए इच्छा शक्ति जबरदस्त है मेरे पास, उसलिए मैं ये काम कर सकता हूँ। नवीन पीढ़ी इलेक्शन में आते हैं, मदद करते हैं, वो 15 तारीख को वोट दे सकते हैं।
This is the fifth foray into polls for Patil, who has already won 3 assembly elections, including the last one in 2009, when he defeated Ullas Patil of the Swabhimani Shetkari Sanghatan. With Pankaj Upadhyay in Kolhapur, Shujoy, Headlines Today.
This roadshow in Pune is now underway, one of the many being conducted all across Maharashtra as Netas attempt to reach out to voters in a last-minute attempt to try and get them to vote for their parties come the 15th of October. The India Today Group's correspondents have fanned out all across this key battleground state. We'll be getting you all the biggest breaking stories, the top political personalities speaking to us as we give you a ringside view in the Maha Battle of 2014. But this is where we wrap up our broadcast for today. News and updates continue when we come back on the other side.